Thank you for joining us for the pre-service meditation. It's getting ourselves centered and grounded and ready for such an uplifting Sunday service. So if you'll join me, let's sit upright in our chairs with feet flat on the floor, shoulders rolled back so our heart is nice and open. And we're going to be doing a technique using the breath to overcome past karma. So with your eyes gently closed, gaze deeply at that point between the eyebrows. And gazing deeply there, as you inhale deeply, concentrate all your energy at that point right there between the eyebrows. So inhaling all the way up. Feel like you're burning away all faults, bad habits, negative thoughts, or negative tendencies. All these are fruits of your past karma. And then as you exhale completely. Keeping your breath out as long as you can comfortably, letting it all out, feeling completely free within yourself. Feeling no need to instantly inhale, just let it out. And then when you breathe in again, think of a positive image or a memory, and let this beautiful image fill the inner recesses of your mind, all across the screen of your mind. And we'll repeat this together a few more times. So again, inhaling deeply, concentrating all your energy at the point between the eyebrows. Feeling that you're burning away any fault, negative thought, negative tendency. See it being burnt up at that spiritual eye. And now exhale, completely letting it all out, all the way out, emptying your lungs. Maybe try a little bit more, see if a little bit more air will exhale. And now again, as you breathe in, think of a positive, beautiful thought, or maybe a memory that you cherish. Let it fill the inner kingdom of your mind. And just letting go for a moment, taking a catch breath. As we do this one more time together, inhaling deeply, concentrating all your energy at that point between the eyebrows. Keep inhaling, feeling you're burning away all faults, bad habits, negative thoughts, negative tendencies, burning it up, all these fruits of your past karma. And exhaling. A long exhale, keeping your breath out as long as you can comfortably. Feeling you're completely free. And now as you inhale again, bringing to mind this positive image, this beautiful memory, and let it fill your mind. You know, Paramahansa Yogananda Ji said that by acting without desire for the fruits of our actions, we will gradually become free from the bondage of our karma. To act is necessary, but during our activity, to never feel that it is you who are acting. Act instead with the thought that God is the doer. Desireless action is the pathway to freedom. Taking this inner wisdom deep into your meditation. Staying inward for a moment longer, you can repeat this practice that we've done today, the breathing to overcome past karma. Practicing this daily until you feel a release from some karmic burden. Ernest Holmes calls it race consciousness, a belief somehow that we're limited or have somehow mistaken, limited, or less than. Come back to this practice. And also remember to strive conscientiously during the performance of all actions, whether physical or spiritual, to act without attachment. By activity without self-interest, one attains the supreme. Another word for God or the divine.
Take a moment and
So, dear ones, please enjoy your day. Stay tuned for the uplifting Sunday service. And I'm going to do a quick closing treatment for you to take into the service. For we are one with the divine. In our meditation today, we remember the truth of who we are, burning up all past karma and remembering the beauty and the positivity of who we are, the divine ones, created in the image and likeness of the divine itself, of love itself, to carry forth into the world, to bring the divine into physical manifestation. We're so grateful for this opportunity to meditate together. We're so grateful for this divine wisdom, knowing the truth of who we are. So we release this and let it go into the ethers, knowing it is already the truth of us, and we stand in calm confidence, claiming our divinity. So we say together, and so it is. Namaste, divine ones.
Our amazing musicians, our volunteers, our speakers, practitioners, and all the people who show up just to hold the energy in your heart, what is unfolding in the Okay, we are going to begin with our gong right now. Thank you, Jeremy. Just feeling that wonderful vibration. Are you ready to raise the vibration of yourself and the planet? Yes. Okay, then please stand and let's sing together with our wonderful house band Ascension.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices in the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins, every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. From the mountains to the valleys, from the rivers to the stream, every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace, every simple act of mercy, every step to kingdom come, every hope and every heart speaks what love has done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love.
Woo-hoo! Awesome. Thank you, Ascension, and thank you, everyone who is here. So good to see you all. And thank you to our live streamers, our YouTube streamers. Great to see you as well. So my name is Marcy Mitchell. I'm the Center Director and a practitioner here at the Amani Center, and it is my great joy to welcome you all. We like to begin our service with our vision statement. So we're going to bring that up on the screen, and then we're going to all speak it aloud. Okay, here we go. We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. And we take that very seriously here. It's important to us. That's why we're all here. So we have a lot of ways we accomplish that with classes and workshops and other events. And then one of the things that is really important is treatment or affirmative prayer. And so we have a team of practitioners and ministers we call our Circle of Light. And would anyone who's part of the Circle of Light just stand or raise your hand? Hey, Becca. Thank you. So these are people that have done years and years of study to become practitioners and ministers and to pray with you, to know the truth for you. So every day after service, they are here. Kathy will probably be on the stage. We'll bring a chair up. There's lots of other places that we can do treatment. If there's something that's weighing on your heart or something that you're wanting to bring into your life to manifest, find one of us and just say, hey, can we do some treatment? That is our gift to you. It's an honor for us to do it, and it lifts us just as much as it lifts you. So please give us that opportunity and don't leave with that if that's something that you would like to release. So do we have anyone here who's here for the first time today? Awesome. Thank you so much. I see Leah, who is our speaker, so you'll be hearing from her. And what's your name? Ramona. Wonderful. Thank you for coming, Ramona. Great to see you. And I saw some other hands. Hi, guys. What's your name? Well, I'm glad you're here. Abriana. Hi, Amira. We're glad you're here. I'm sorry to embarrass you guys. We're pretty loose around here, but thanks for coming. It's good to see your faces. Anyone else? All right. Well, if you're at home and this is your first time tuning in, let us know below. Drop your name, where you're from. We love to connect with people, and we just are so grateful that you're here. Okay. So I'm going to take a few moments and go through our announcements to let you know what's going on here at the Amani Center. So we start with this month's theme, which is creating balance and integration. And here's our list of speakers. So today, as I mentioned, we have the wonderful Leah Clark, who's a good friend of Mitch's. So Mitch brought her in, so we get to hear a new speaker, which is wonderful. And then next week is our live stream only week, although you can come and watch the live stream together if you'd like. And we'll have Yuli Rodriguez and our special musical guest artist, Leah Morris, who is really wonderful. We got another slide that kind of gives a little visual on those two. Thank you. So Leah does a lot of writing and performing on the East Coast, so she'll be coming to us virtually. And of course, our beloved Yuli Rodriguez will be speaking. She's always amazing. Okay, so this class started last week, and also with the wonderful Yuli Rodriguez leading it. It's amazing already. You can still jump in. It's going to be 6 weeks on Monday night. So tomorrow night will be the second class, and it'll probably close after that. Probably Kristen is dropping a link right now, so you can sign up for that. It's very affordable. It's only an hour and a half, so it's a little shorter, but we're going to do some amazing work with meditation and some really deep connection. I've taken this before, and it's a good one. So if you're even thinking about it, jump in and learn how to break the habit of being yourself by the amazing Joe Dispenza. And today we will be having our second Teens and Kids program meeting as we recreate this program, get it ready to bring the kids back. August 1st will be the first time we'll have the kids back in the space with their program. And so there'll be a little bit here, and then we're going to be renting space from the Montessori. So we have a wonderful space for them to go. We're also reimagining our teen program, going to bring that in on probably Friday nights. So right now we're creating all that. We need your input, your collaboration, your ideas. Do you have something to share? We really want to create something purposeful and super fun for the kids so that they'll be excited to come. They'll say, you know, this is the Sunday at Amani, and I want to be there. And we're going to start with one Sunday a month so we can make sure we really make it awesome. And then as the people and the kids show up, we will know that it's going to expand back to every Sunday. So if you can join us for that after service today, just stick around and bring your ideas, your energy, whatever. We're just so grateful to have everybody's voice, and I know you have ideas, so please do stay. And then part of that is, so the first Sunday of every month will be our Amani Family Fun Day. So we'll have the kids for sure. We'll do potluck Sundays. We're bringing those back. So we'll do potluck. We'll have games. The cornhole, that name always confuses me a little. The cornhole game is ready, so we'll hang out, we'll share food, we'll have some great time together. So that will be the first Sunday of every month, beginning August 1st. So sign up to bring food for that and plan on coming and bringing your family and friends. Our July patio hang is coming up on the 23rd. Is that this Friday? Okay, thank you. 6 to 8, so that's always a good time. It's just very casual. Show up, come as you are, bring something to share. We set up some tables, we put food out. Monica and Bosco are bringing their karaoke this week, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's just a fun time. It's just a chance to hang out together in community. The misters will be going if it's hot, and we have a great time. So please join us for that, Friday 6 to 8. And then we've got the sappy pines that are dripping sap on everything. We talked about this last week. All of our new cushions and everything and our people are getting sappy. So we're going to take those down on the 31st at 8 a.m. If you can show up and help out with that, it's obviously going to be a big job. We got some folks bringing chainsaws and equipment, and we're just going to move them on to their next life, and then we'll see what we can put there next to make sure we have some shade. So appreciate your help there. And then Wisdom Wednesday, so that begins July 28th, so that's next week. And Angie and I are going to lead that. So it will just be sort of a casual chance to get together during the week, have some rituals, some connection, some prayer, some music. We'll do it on the patio, assuming that the weather is not too hot or uncomfortable. If not, we'll just come inside. So just join us if you'd like, 6:30 on Wednesday, July 28th. And it's free and open to everyone. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to do before we go on to the blessing of the service is invite our wonderful practitioner, Kathy, up to talk about this month's community outreach giving. Thank you, Kathy.
Okay. Someone's very tall, not me. Thank you.
Is that good? Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathy Wilson, and when I'm not wearing a practitioner hat, I am wearing a volunteer hat at Animal Outreach. And I want to deeply, so gratefully, thank you for your tithe that went to Animal Outreach this month. And I wanted to give you just a little heads up as to what's going on there. We are open now. We are open to adoptions by appointment because we still have to manage the 6 feet distance and all that good stuff. So it's a little more managing, and we do require people coming in to wear masks. All the staff wears masks. The volunteers wear masks. And to let you know what we're up to and what we've been up to is I wanted to give you a few statistics that will let you know just exactly how big the job is in this small community called El Dorado County. Last year, we took in 1,651 cats. We adopted 1,606 cats. Like raising children, promoting and fostering and doing all the things that we do for our kitties and kittens takes a village. We are a 501c nonprofit. We run totally by grants and donations. So your tithe really came at a good time. This is kitten season from May to October. We have taken in, as of Friday, 245 kittens. And out of those 245 kittens, 62 families are fostering them. And what that means is a program that specializes in neonatal kittens, which still need to be bottle fed every 2 hours, just like a human baby, round the clock, and they do it. And this all helps build up their immune systems. We do activities with these very, very, very young kittens to get them bonded to humans. I personally am a foster. I have 3 lovely little kittens that are going to be ready for forever homes next week. I've been with them for 3.5 months, and it is just so heart-filling. From birth to 3.5 months, watching them grow and mature and be healthy. That's the other thing. When you get a cat or a kitten from us, they have been given their shots, they have been spayed and neutered, and if they're coming from the foster system, they're microchipped. So it's a deal, guys. I did bring some information with me. I'll put it in the back for anyone who is interested in possibly fostering or volunteering. And also, I brought a price list, which is good until September, and then our prices go up a little bit, just like everything else. All right, so again, thank you deeply from the bottom of my heart, the bottom of all those kitties. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. That's amazing. I feel like there's probably some people who are going to talk to you about adopting kittens now or fostering. Okay, so now let us take a moment to bless the service. So just put your feet flat on the floor, take anything in your lap and just set it aside. Allow your eyes to close and receive a cleansing breath in. And just becoming fully present in this moment. This is your time for inspiration, for connection, for centering. You are right where you're meant to be. And so we just know that each and every one of us is here for a specific purpose. Here in the space, here in the room, here on the planet, especially right now. And that each and every one of us is completely, fully, wholly connected to the one source, to that great spirit that is guiding and leading and supporting us all. And there is a greater plan. There is something so amazing and good unfolding. And so even when things look weird, even when we are challenged and stretched and called to be our true self, to step into our oneness, especially in these times, we can know that all is well. We can turn to Spirit and see that Spirit was there all along. And we say yes. And we step into what we're being called to do with faith and a knowingness that we are right where we need to be. So I know that this is happening for each and every one of us right now. And I know it's true for the Amani Center as well. All of the steps, all of the challenges and situations that came to us in order for us to be here now could not have been more perfectly placed or laid out, even though at the time it didn't feel so great. We see now the utter intelligence and genius of it all when we stay open and we say yes. So I am just so grateful for this center, for the volunteers, the band, the sound team, the board, the practitioners, all the people who step up to make this possible. And I'm especially grateful today for our speaker and for each and every one of you who listened to that small voice that told you this is where you need to be today and said yes and got up and came, or turned on your phone or your TV or your computer and showed up to be part of what's unfolding here. Good for you, and thank you. And I know it is all unfolding divinely from this service and outward, rippling out across the planet. And so I release my word into the law, knowing that as I speak it, it is already done, already unfolding. And together we say, and so it is. And now our affirmation.
Hello again. All right, we are going to do our affirmation now 3 times. The first time with enthusiasm. The second time, bring it into your heart and softly say it to yourself. The third time, in silence, and I will read it to you. Okay. It's flashing on one screen and it's okay on the other. All right, let's begin. Balance is my true nature. I can be myself and still recognize the face of God in everyone I meet, even if it sometimes takes a minute. I choose to walk in the world as my authentic self and allow others to do the same. Balance is my true nature. I can be myself and still recognize the face of God in everyone I meet, even if it sometimes takes a minute. I choose to walk in the world as my authentic self and allow others to do the same. Balance is my true nature. I can be myself and still recognize the face of God in everyone I meet, even if it sometimes takes a minute. I choose to walk in the world as my authentic self and allow others to do the same. This affirmation is brought to us by Leah Elrich. Thank you so much. And now another wonderful song from Ascension.
From within, I let my heart begin to see eternity. Turn within, and now I can begin to see the face of God. Face of God is all I am, and face of God is all I see.
it's now time for our meditation. I invite you to get comfortable, quieting your mind from any thoughts, any monkey mind ideas, all the chaos that brought you here maybe. Taking 3 deep breaths to help you quiet the mind, release any tension in your body, and to deeply, deeply connect to spirit, to your source, the source of all that's good. And as you connect, open your mind and your heart to receive that still small voice of guidance, direction. Feel the love surrounding you. You may have a situation, a condition, a loved one, maybe it's yourself, that needs some extra attention, extra love. Taking that person with you into your meditation, seeing that it is expressing through each and every one of us in wholeness and completeness. Enjoy your meditation. In this sacred space, remember those who need us, those which include yourself, to be the light of the divine, to express and love and nourish yourself, the people around you. The planet so needs our love. Everything in nature, all the animals. And we are being called to be that light. There is the presence and the power of the one mind, and in it is healing of everything, every situation, every condition, every one, every person. And we are part of that one mind, expressing the spirit of healing, of love, of nourishment. And I am so grateful for this. I am so grateful for the spirit within me that allows me to grow and change and be in community of like-minded people. that so uplift and make it good, because Spirit is goodness manifest. I release my word into the universal law, knowing it is so. It is done. Thank you, Spirit. And together we say, and so it is. Another song from Ascension.
Would like to say with great gratitude, welcome back, Dennis Fitz.
Thank you. It's been a long time. I used to play here regularly for many years, so it's nice to be asked to come back and visit. Nice to see everyone. So this song I've played before, you may remember. It's a great song by Cat Stevens that's literally a half a century old, but still a good one. Let me start again. I didn't have my pick. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on now, peace train. Yeah, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Come on now, peace train. Get your bags together. Go bring your good friends too. 'Cause it's getting nearer. It soon will be with you. Now come and join the living. It's not so far from you. And it's getting nearer. Soon it will all be true. Peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on now, peace train. Yeah, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on now, peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on now, peace train. Yeah, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, come on, peace train. Yeah, this is the peace train. Ooh-ah-ee-ah-ooh-ah. Come on now, peace train, peace train.
Hello, there I am. Thank you guys, that was awesome. Thank you, Dennis. You're always welcome here. Okay, and so now it is my great honor, my great joy to introduce a new speaker. It's so fun when we have new speakers here, and so thank you, Mitch, for bringing Leah to us. Leah is a practitioner at the Center for Spiritual Awareness. She's also a realtor and a friend to many in this room, I'm finding out. So we're so grateful to have you. Welcome, Leah.
Good morning, everybody. I have wanted to get up here for years, so thank you, Mitch. And let me tell you, I'm excited to hear that you guys are studying Dr. Joe. So I'm going to put a plug in for the class that I won't be able to attend. But if there's any way you can get here and do Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, it's one of those books that just stuck with me forever. So when Mitch invited me to come and do this, he said, I need you to fill in for me, which he's here, so I don't know what that was all about. But I'm going to step out of that wind there. He said, I want you to take the Rise and Speak talk. And I'm like, that's not so much a sermon, that's kind of my life story. But And then Marcy says you guys are doing balance and inclusion. Okay, I think I can find a way to connect this. But since Mitch is here, and I know you guys like taking classes and growing and doing all that, Rise and Speak is a class that Mitch started teaching in 2018. And I was the TA of the inaugural Rise and Speak class. And so what we're going to talk about today comes mostly from that. You guys need to get him to do it again here? Okay. I'll come up and watch you guys all do this. It's phenomenal. And I came to this practice as somebody who spoke on the stage regularly. I don't have a big problem with public speaking. No problem. I'm going there to learn how to write again. No, life-changing experience. So now you have something to do. And these guys want it. So balance and inclusion, just real quick, because I need to honor what you guys are doing this month. Balance is kind of our true nature. And, this thing here, I was going to bring a book and drop it, but there's no place to do it. So I'm glad you guys have this thing. This thing here is at balance, but that's not really what we think, right? Because of course, it's sitting there at balance. Balance it's like movement. It only counts when it's moving. We're always at balance, but we're always learning and growing. So that's the other double helix of life, is that upward spiral of balance and growing, and then reestablishing that balance and then growing again. So there you go, there's a little on balance. And inclusion's kind of a baby step, or maybe it's an adolescent step. It's part of coming into how we learn, how we feel the oneness that we know is the truth. That's inclusion. And of course, we always think about inclusion as people that look different than me, people who worship different than me, people who love different than me. But it's also people who annoy me, people who I think hate me, people I'm afraid of, and it's a lot in here. Inclusion in here, with the different sides of myself. All of it is God, right? There's no separation. It's all the one thing. So I'm gonna tell you a true story that happened in my childhood and a little bit about my life and how I ended up here. But balance and inclusion is all over this. So it really does go together. So thanks, Mitch. So the Buddha once said, there are three things that cannot long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And this is a true story about my childhood. It happened right here in Northern California in 1975. I was 10, do the math. And it was in the summertime, and I was outside camping with my sister and a friend of ours up the street. It was a really warm night, and so we were no tent camping. So it was just us three little girls, a pile of snacks, our sleeping bags, our pillows, a little dog named Winnie. And while we're out there, you know, camping way out, 20 feet away from the sliding glass door, this shooting star goes across the sky. And it's one of those ones that left that green streak in the sky that kind of stayed there for a couple of breaths. And as that green streak, and we all saw it at the same time, which is not unusual because we're laying on our sleeping bags looking at the sky, right? But as that green streak faded, bam, the three of us knew everything. I mean, we knew it all. We understood how the universe was formed. We understood the structure of the atom. And that night, three little girls spoke like philosophers. We discussed the value of art and religion and music and the human experience. And most of all, we talked about the Creator and creation. And what I remember is that what we talked about was absolutely nothing like what we were learning in the Catholic elementary school we all attended together. Now, because we knew everything, we knew that this was a gift, and we knew it was temporary. We knew that when we fell asleep, it would be gone. So we fought to stay awake that night, as children often do. But one by one by one, we drifted off to sleep and back into the blissful innocence of childhood. And it would seem like the gift was gone. And I can tell you this, we never spoke about it again. Never, the three of us together. But for me, the gift left an echo. So summer comes and goes, it's time to get back to school, get back to that important business of growing up. And kind of the next little bit of my life, I started to notice that I was different than the other girls that I went to school with. And, you know, all my girlfriends were interested in the boys. I was interested in which boys were the best choice for my baseball team and my basketball team, and that was it. But you remember, when you're in 7th and 8th grade, different's a little dangerous, right? So I kind of kept this to myself, and if anybody ever said, hey, which one are you interested in, it wouldn't be anyone who I wanted to play on any of my team ever, and it wouldn't be anyone who anybody else had already said. So I would find some boy, no matter who he was, safe guy, that one, there we go, I don't ever have to talk about it again. Okay, so we get through elementary school, now we're progressing up, and we're going to go to the Catholic high school, which was over in Concord. You know, it's that all-girls school that's across the street from the all-boys school. Like that little strip of asphalt is somehow going to stave off the power of that time of life. And my unique difference is starting to come up a little bit more and more. For me, it's a bigger deal, and hiding it is a bigger deal. But right at the beginning, this other thing started to happen, this other phenomenon, and it was this. Catholic school kids don't ride in a bus. So we carpool, and almost immediately, because there were older girls in the carpool with me, we started learning about these kids who were pregnant, these girls who were getting pregnant. And here's how it would go. Girl would get pregnant, you'd talk about it for 2 days, if that. And then she'd disappear. And I hear a lot of, yeah, the gals of my age, they remember this. These girls, I'm not saying they would leave school. There were never any baby showers, no birth announcements. They didn't show up at parties outside of school. They were gone. These girls disappeared. And what I took away from that phenomenon was, in my mind, these girls had committed a sin of timing. That's all. At this point in my life, remember that point of your life when you're going through that change and all that? I'm thinking every single day about committing what I'm being taught is a sin against nature. The pregnant girls disappeared. What the was going to happen to me? I figured out if anybody ever found out about me, I just burst into flames in the quad. So I developed what I thought was, number one, ingenious, and number two, the first time ever in the world, a plan to get through this problem. And that was, I was going to fake being a heterosexual. I got a boyfriend really early on in high school. We stayed together for the whole thing, broke up early in my senior year, which is how high school relationships go, right? That's how that works. I survived. I've got my secret. All is good. Leave high school, move on to college, date a little bit. Then I met this guy who we had a lot in common. And he became like my best friend, and he let me race cars, which is awesome. And all that other stuff I could just overlook. And I thought for a bit, this might work. I might be able to do this. And I don't ever have to worry about burning up. Now, this is the point when I tell this story where people are like, Leah, what does all this growing up stuff have to do with that shooting star in 1975? Well, let me tell you, it was about that echo. The night before I got married in 1987, that echo showed up while I was laying in bed, freezing in a friend's house, getting ready to go to the church the next morning. And my still very, very young self heard the echo like this. You are making a huge mistake. But, you know, my young adult, terrified, not knowing how to stand in truth self said, I can make this work. And I got up that morning and I went out. I walked down that aisle and I promised my friend in front of God and everybody else that I would live my chosen lie until the day I died. And I meant it. And it was okay for a while. Actually, it was great for a while. We have 3 beautiful daughters, and who knows how many grandkids we're going to end up with. We got a pretty good start right now, but it just wasn't the truth. So now my girls are growing up a little bit, and we had relocated to West Sacramento in 1999 as an attempt to change our circumstances by changing our zip code. I know a lot of us make a living off of helping people do that, but it usually doesn't work out. And I started trying to find a spiritual foundation for my kids. I was the one that needed it, but what got my feet moving was these guys needed a spiritual foundation. And I've talked to you some about the fact that I did a long stint in Catholic education. But the fact is, I was absolutely never a believer. You see, my religious background started off with a pretty significant lie also. My sister and I started out in public school, and that wasn't working out so well. So my mom took us down to St. Isidore's to go meet, and we had to have this intake interview. And my sister and I are sitting back against the wall. Mom's up talking to Sister Elizabeth. She's the principal, and she's like a nun. This was the 70s, the early 70s. She's wearing the whole thing, right? And she says, I don't remember any of this except for this. She says to my mom, you know, here at St. Isidore's, we expect all of our families to attend church regularly. Does your family attend church regularly? And my mom says, yes, we go to church almost every week. Now, this was summertime, school was out, and we hadn't been to church since Christmas. We didn't even make it at Easter that year. And my 7 or 8-year-old self heard my mom lie to the nun. And there you go. I don't believe anything. Everything that they taught me seemed wrong. None of it made any sense. I thought, my mom doesn't believe it. I don't believe it. This is how I get a good education. Just play along. But now I have kids of my own, and I feel like they need a spiritual foundation. Now, there is a church shopping story. It's a comedy. It's a tragedy. Ain't nobody got time for that today. I will roll that out at some point in the future. But I was looking. So here I am in my new town, and we were pretty new to West Sacramento at that point, and I was exploring. I was lost. And I ended up over on the crusty side of West Sac. And I drove by this weird little building, and it has this sign, and I'm not kidding, this sign is like this big from the ground. And it says, the Center for Spiritual Awareness. And I thought, what's a center? If it had said the Church for Spiritual Awareness, number one, I probably wouldn't have seen it, and number two, I wouldn't have cared. I was done with that. But I didn't know what the center was. And I want to tell you that I was brave enough to make a U-turn and go back down there and figure that out right then, but that's not how that went down. The echo came back, and it said, what's a center? What's a center? Go over there, Leah, figure that out. What's a center? What's a center? What's a center? For like a year. And this is not the Center for Spiritual Awareness now, just so you know. We have a big, beautiful building. We've been there since 2009. This was much more before that. But this place was not inviting. It had this big, tall wrought iron gate all around the parking lot. There was scary-looking people wandering around out there. It was weird. And once you got in, there was no air conditioning. So, but eventually, I found my way over there. Now, about the same time that all of this was going on, life at home was becoming absolutely untenable. And the man that I married one day shoved me out of the closet of my chosen lie. And I was really, really mad at him for a very, very long time. But as I tumbled out of that space, the cloak of shame and guilt and fear slipped right off of me. And I found myself standing there in the bright light of who I really am. And I was happy. Thank you. And I was just a little bit stronger. So I happened over to the Center for Spiritual Awareness, and I wandered in the door that one Sunday morning. I was greeted by this wonderful man wearing a bright green suit with the biggest, most beautiful green eyes you've ever seen. And Brother Gene said to me, "Good morning, welcome, we're glad you're here." And he gave me an unsolicited hug. And I never left. I never, ever left. Now, the reason that I tell this story is, well, let me tell you one other thing. So Mitch says, come and do this at Rise and Speak. And I don't remember where I was going, but I came home one week, like 2/3 through the class, and I tell Ramona, honey, I think I need to tell the shooting star story. And she's like, what else would you talk about? I'm like, okay. The morning after I delivered this talk the first time, I had an existential crisis. I felt like I had broken faith with myself and my sacred secret. I felt like people were judging me. I didn't want anybody to see this as crackpot or something weird or Leah made that up or whatever it was. I called Mitch. I think I called Mitch 2 days later. I called Reverend Georgia. Help me, I made a mistake. Because the hardest thing was she was sitting out there the whole time I'm looking at Reverend Georgia and they're shooting star and boom, 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 boom. Everything was fine. What I've learned in the years since then is that's my story. But everybody has one. Everybody has a point when Spirit comes and touches you and says, you're it. You're it. It doesn't matter what you've learned. Now, you either receive it or you don't. But it never doesn't happen. And when I look out here, I see the face of God in every single seat. And that's the part of this that's about inclusion. See, for me, the balance part is just when I think I've got it all worked out, I reach up a little bit and I get a little wiggly. And I have to find my stability again. But now I'm up a little bit. And then I get comfortable there, and then something comes and moves me. The echo's back. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to speak to a church I've never met before. I'm going to go to ministerial school, or I'm going to fly a little airplane with no doors. Whatever it is I decide, every little thing, you step up, you do something new, you find your stasis, and then you're only comfortable there for just a minute. And the inclusion piece is recognizing that everywhere I am, Spirit's right there with me. I'm never outside of the love of God. I can never really be harmed. And neither can anybody else. And that is the joy and the beauty of the entire thing. I am so grateful to be here with you guys today. I've looked forward to meeting this group for so very long. And your center is awesome. Your faces are beautiful. I'm just so glad to be here. I goofed up my speaker notes just a little bit. That means I printed out the whole speech and not my notes. Oh, yeah, one more thing. That echo, it still is here. I receive it a little bit different. I don't ever think that it's like funking me like I used to. It's kind of like a tuning fork for me now. And it always is there to keep me on the right path. It shows up for me like a whisper from my memory. And a lot of times, even though I know to watch for it now, I mean, I really connected with it 15 plus years ago and recognized that's the voice of God. That's not my voice. But still, kind of the pounding noise of human experience will drown it out for me. But it's always there, and if I just still myself, like I got to do twice today, I can hear it, and it's always reminding me of the truth, that everything's going to be fine, and that I am whole, perfect, and complete. And it keeps me moving toward the direction of my joy and my fulfillment. And it's there for everybody else too. So, and I look for it. I look for it in other people. So I'm going to close this afternoon with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote, "If we follow the truth, it'll bring us out safe at last." Let's take this message into prayer. Knowing that there is only one power and one presence in my life and in the life of each and every person listening to my voice. That presence is Spirit, and it is good. It is creative. It is loving. It is joyful. It is abundant. And that is my very nature. It is the true nature of each and every person listening to my voice. And it is from that awareness that I speak this morning. I pray a blessing of gratitude and strength and absolute balance and oneness on this community, knowing that that is already the truth. And I stand here in gratitude for the music and all the helping hands that put this together, for the little kiddies who are being saved and to know the great work that's being done here, for all the friendly faces out in the audience, and for all those that each and every one of us is concerned about. I give thanks for this time this morning. I give thanks to have this opportunity to meet the Amani community. And I release this prayer into the law where it manifests right now with effortless grace. And so it is. Thank you very much, church. You guys are beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you, Mitch, for bringing Leah. That was great. All right, so now it's our time for our joyful time of giving. It's our chance to support the center and all that we're doing. And so since we've been online only for a long time, we've come up with a lot of digital ways that you can give. For those of you at home, you can look at those now. You can text the word Amani to 44321. You can donate. You can hit the donate button on our newsletters and e-blasts. And if you're not getting those, please see me or go to our website and sign up for them. There's a donate button on the website, theamanicenter.org. And you have your bank app. You can set that up so it's coming out automatically every week or once a month or whatever works for you. And you can also send us a check to the Amani Center at 2558 Greenwood Lane, suite number D in Cameron Park, California, 95682. However you're able to give, however you feel called to give, we're just so grateful for whatever it is that you do give so that we can continue to be here on Sundays, bringing classes, bringing services, music, and message. So thank you. And I'm going to ask Kathy to come up and lead us in a treatment.
I invite you to take your tithe and place it over your heart. Love it and let it love you, because tithing is energy. What you give, you receive back tenfold. We know this to be true. And there is a power and a presence in everything. And that power and presence is the energy of circulation. So what goes around comes around. As we give, so we receive. We are an increment. We are very important to that part, that circle of circulation. And I am grateful for the prosperity that each and every one of us have. It's not the amount, it's the intention. The intention to support, to nourish, to give forward. And in that giving forward, so you receive. I am grateful. I release my word. And together we say, and so it is.
Love in a holy, holy way.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a
let me share the good that's overflowing.
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 And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Love, live, and serve in a holy, holy way. Let me love, live, and serve in a holy, holy way. Love, live, and serve in a holy, holy way. Let me love, live, and serve in a holy, holy way. Let me love, live, and serve in a holy, holy way.
Not yet.
And so I bless this circulation. I'm grateful. We are grateful because together we make all of this happen. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your ties, your energy, and the prosperity sharing of your prosperity. I release my word, and together we say,
Thank you, Kathy. Okay, so now let us stand together and sing The Presence is Here.
The presence is here.
The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. I will meet you in grace.
Yes, the presence is here. And I feel that presence. I see that presence in each and every face. So just for great gratitude for this service today, for everybody that made it a priority to be here, whether in person or out there in the online presence, I am just so grateful to experience and share the Spirit with each and every one. And in this space, I speak a blessing onto each person, each family, each life, knowing that we go out uplifted and enriched, and we bless everyone that we come in contact with, knowing that safety goes with us, that love goes with us, that joy and peace moves with us from this space into the world. So I seal this sacred activity today by saying Ashe, Amen, and so it is.
And so it is.